3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this set is the perfect working set for me currently for my handstand push-ups. Now the reason of that is because I'm working to 30 seconds time under tension. It's challenging from a calisthenics skill point of view. It's working balance and strength towards my goal, getting better at handstand push-ups. And the time under tension is the most important thing per set. So each set needs to equal 30 seconds total time. And for most people, I'd recommend you're somewhere in 3 to 5 repetitions to equal that 30 seconds. So for me, it was freestanding handstand push-ups. Now, if you don't have freestanding handstand push-ups or you're working towards them, but you still want to fall within that 30-second time target, you have a few options in terms of how you do it. You could work eccentrics. Now, when I do eccentrics, I do it like this. So I'll kick up to my handstand. Now, this could be done against the wall or it could be done freestanding. I'm going to come down as slow as possible through that range till I get to the bottom, do a hold, come back out. Then I'm going to hit pause. Now I've still got 13 seconds left, so I've used up half my time, which means I need to do one more repetition in that set. So I'll rest for a few seconds, hit resume, kick back up, and do another slow eccentric. Now if I find that I'm not holding for enough time throughout the repetition, I need to make it easier again. So one way to make it easier would be to jump up against the wall, do exactly the same thing. So slowly coming down the wall with the toes touching. So I'm still doing exactly the same, but just using the wall to help me slow down the balance point of view to make it much easier, but I still get that same time in the position. So I could do that freestanding eccentric to accumulate the time, or I could do a wall eccentric to accumulate the time. Or instead of doing eccentrics, I could do a wall handstand push-up. So going up and down, but using the wall for balance. So the same time, but now against the wall, coming down and back up for that 30 seconds. So this for me is probably about the same difficulty level, if not a little bit harder than the freestanding. Now the reason it's harder is because I can't use overbalance to pull me out of the position. So as you get better at the freestanding, it's actually easier than the wall variation. Now if the wall is too challenging to get the 30 seconds time and attention, we could do the same thing, but in our pike progressions. So again, riding that edge of the challenge with good repetitions, but just trying to hit the 30 seconds. If you can get over 30 seconds, then that's telling you that the progression's too easy and you need to make it harder in some way. So that could be elevating a foot, it could be elevating the hands, it could be elevating the foot on a step, so you're working deficit, or a combination of all of those. Now most people are going to be working towards the freestanding handstand push-up, but if you already have that, you could go towards a deficit handstand push-up, so working to a point where you get your collarbone to touch the box or going full depth, full range of motion instead of stopping when the head touches the floor. You could even progress it further to like 90-degree handstand push-ups. But when we get into this range, or even this range, we're probably not going to achieve the 30 seconds or find it very hard to get 30 seconds time and attention here. So what you might need to do is like a drop set. So you'd start off with a harder progression, and then as the time goes on, you just keep dropping down on the progression all the way back as far as you need to equal the all-important 30 seconds time and attention. So you just start on whatever progression is your hardest that you can do with control. So today I'm going to do a free, that's not starting. Today I'm going to go with a freestanding handstand push-up. So say that's a challenge for me to get one repetition. But then I need to go to the wall to make it slightly easier. So there, I'll do another rep. And then if that's too hard, I'll do an eccentric. And then come back out, and then finish. I've got 1 second left with some pike push-ups. But you get the idea, you just work down the progressions that you can do as long as you're getting good quality time under tension with good quality repetitions. What you don't want to be doing is falling through the repetition. I could do a repetition like a handstand push-up here, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that as an eccentric, and that's really terrible because I'm not getting good quality time under tension throughout the range of motion, the full range of motion. I don't want to have any gaps. I don't want to be dropping. I don't want to be overusing momentum to get through sticking areas. If I am, I need to fill that gap with quality time in the position where I'm going nice and slow and controlled. Concentrics we can go a little bit faster on, but eccentrics especially, we want to be going as slow as possible through those ranges of motion, depending on the amount of repetitions we're going to get. So test the progression that you're working on for repetitions and see what that equals per set. If it's way higher than 30 seconds, you can probably make it harder. If it's way lower than 30 seconds, you probably need to make it easier or do something like a drop set. Let me know if you have any questions about this. It does get a little bit confusing, especially if you're not so confident with all the different progressions. If you're after coaching or help with your training, check out my app and my website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you in the next one.